Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your tarot reading. This is gonna be a message from yourself 1 year from now, so from your future self. Not only messages, also energy that this person, the future version of you, will embody, who they will be, what you can expect, basically, like a little glimpse into the future. These are all your cards, and these we're gonna look at later. And let's start with these, what your future self wants you to know. We have full moon in Gemini. It says embrace the flow of life. And last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. Okay. I'm feeling like these messages at the bottom are these are pieces of advice how to get more smoothly into the energy of the card itself, okay? So, Group 1, the card of the full moon in Gemini tells me that you, 1 year from right now, will be harvesting and manifesting something in the communication field. Something related to what you speak, how you speak, to whom you speak, your projects, also your study. This is interesting because the Sagittarius is related to the 9th house, which some call the expansion of the 3rd house, and the 3rd house is also the house of the Gemini. They are like intergoverned, let's say. Okay, I don't know the correct terminology. However, anything that you are now speaking into existence mostly, or people that you talk to, also your immediate environment when it comes to your family, friends, something of that regard that you're occupying yourself with, it's going to be coming to the full manifestation. You're going to be harvesting something like if in this area you put any energy, it's going to be climaxing, and you're going to see rewards. Again, rewards in like the family circle, friend circle, people that you talk to, communication, also what you speak. So yeah. Okay. And with the Sagittarius, I also feel like so sorry, I'm jumping around. In order, if you want that to really happen for you gracefully, this is the advice: embrace the flow of life. Don't push anything. If you have been waiting for that harvest, for that manifestation in these areas, then have patience. It's coming. It doesn't mean that it will have to happen 1 year from now. It can happen earlier on the timeline, let's say, but in 1 year from now, there is going to be the culmination of it. Okay? And when it comes to Sagittarius and last quarter moon, I feel like some of you may be traveling a lot during that 1 year, and 1 year from now, you may be ending an important journey. It may be indicated that you can go abroad if you're into that. If you're not into going abroad, then you may meet foreigners and also talk to them. You will be expanding mentally. You will be expanding your knowledge. You, 1 year from now, has very different understanding of the world than you have right now. You're going to be growing up mentally and spiritually. So for me, it also means that things that right now seem big to you, in a sense, like maybe they scare you. There are some things that you don't know how to do. You don't know how to go about them. Yourself from 1 year from now, they have that kind of knowledge. They know how to do these things. I'm also like hearing from spirit technology. If you want to know something connected to technology, even we don't have Aquarius, which would be more a sign of connected to that, but we have the Sagittarius. It means that you're gonna be taking on many adventures, and 1 year from now, you're gonna be already in the finishing phase. Like, you're going to be releasing them, thankful for them. Maybe some of you are now abroad, and this means that you're going to be coming back home or just changing places. But you can, again, travel a lot, and what you speak into existence will manifest. So for me, what came into my mind is like, Why is spelling called spelling? Some people say that it's because it's like what you say are actual spells. So your future self is giving you the kind of advice to be careful of what you are speaking. If you are speaking negative things about your situation and people, remember that it will have great power to manifest. 1 year from now, you will see results of what you speak. So my advice is also, if you have anything that you want to manifest, talk about it to other people as if it had already happened in the past, like, or as if you're experiencing it right now, and it will amplify the energy. And if you want to expand on your knowledge, things you know, again, talk to people, the mental travel, mental explorations, become wiser. That's the nice word. Then practicing gratitude every day, every evening, maybe even only 3 times a week if you want that. This will also help you move into that energy more, like, I don't want to say quickly because we have a specific timeline, it's 1 year, but more gracefully and easily, smoothly, basically. Okay, so right now let's look at your tarot cards. I will just move these a little bit to the side. Okay, so we have for you the Six of Pentacles, Justice, Ten of Torches in the middle, very interesting, Three of Pentacles, and the Devil. Okay. What I see first with the Ten of Torches in the middle, besides I just did a reading, it's a video called Good Things Coming Your Way, and there was also the Ten of Torches in the middle for some people. Were you in that pile? I don't know. Maybe you want to see that video also, not because I want to promote my own videos, but because it's interesting that we would see the same card in the same position. But anyways, this tells me, like, I don't want to scare you, pile number 1, but to get to the point that you want to be in 1 year from now, you will have to put in some work. You will have to work a little bit harder. You are asked to really persevere, not persevere in a sense that you dread what you do. Spirit is asking you not to give up right now. Spirit is asking you to put the strength that you have and the energy and the force you have into the thing that you really want to see in your life. You see, we have these like crescent moon, which for me indicates that the moon is right now disappearing and we are moving into the new moon phase. Okay, so new moon means that they are doing stuff as like planting seeds. So the work that you will put in right now and throughout 1 year, they will culminate like okay, I'm sorry, I have problems speaking. Basically, whatever you're gonna be doing right now, it's really gonna be culminating 1 year from now. But right now, it's not the time to be lazy. And I'm not saying this to make you overwork yourself. Whenever you wanna have a break or take a break, don't feel guilty and just do it. Spirit is just asking you to find something meaningful that you really like working on and do it. But something also that you don't feel is a drag for you, not something that you dislike, something that gives you meaning. And remember what I was saying just a second ago, so you probably remember, about speaking things into existence. So not only what you speak is extremely important and it will manifest 1 year from now, but also whatever you do and focus upon. And I know it's basically a law that applies to our whole lives. It's like whenever you focus upon something, it will manifest sooner or later. But right now, the Six of Pentacles tells me, this is interesting. The Six of Pentacles is usually about reciprocal energy, right? Giving, receiving, being in this balance between the two, between that push and pull, with like this game with the universe. And we also have that push and pull, this like weights in the Justice card. But why this is interesting, I was pulled to this particular deck. And as you can see, this is different than like the usual tarot decks, because here this figure is turning their head away from the hand. It almost feels like there is something blocked when it comes to the reciprocated energy, and maybe it's a beggar that wants help. And they look away. And what comes to my mind is a situation from my own life. A few days ago, I was approached by a man, and he told me like, hey, I'm sorry, but I was with a friend, by the way, and I was really like focused and concentrated on talking to the friend. So I just pushed this man away, kind of. I was like, I don't have time for you. But only then I realized what I did, because he came up to us. He said like, hey girls, excuse me, I don't want any money from you, but I live on the streets with my wife and we are hungry. Would you like to give me something to eat? And I said, sorry, like not now. I spent my money with my friend right now, because we went out of the cafe. Because basically with my friend, we were talking about all these beggars that come up to you and they want something all the time. But usually in my city, country, etc., it's like people wanting money. So when people want food, for me, it's a lot better, because I would like to give them food. But what I did is I refused. And then I felt, I feel guilty up until this point. And I still feel like, there is the law of cause and effect. If I want to be wealthy, it would be nice if I made other people feel wealthy too. And I know this was a chance from the universe to me that I didn't take. And it's okay. I will have another chance to do this, right? So I feel like you are also asked, whenever you can help, do it right now, because you will be rewarded 1 year from now. And I'm getting like chills as I say this. I'm getting this hot flames all over my body. And maybe some of you are scared of giving because you feel like you don't have enough, or it will make you not have enough. But trust your heart and know that anytime you are asked to help, you will feel internally. Just do not listen to your mind. Don't listen to your ego. Listen to your heart. So because that figure is turned away, but that can tell me also that some of you may have not only I don't want to say you have troubles giving. I only gave you that story because Spirit called me to. That can also say that some of you, maybe you don't take help. Like you see this 10 of torches, I told you that there is work to be done in this 1 year to see it culminated for you. Ooh, and we have like these crescent moons 2 times. Super interesting. I will go into that. But you see that figure, they seem kind of proud. Like, oh, I'm doing it all alone and I don't need anyone. And you are progressing. You are, some of you may be like that, because we have that 3 of Pentacles on the right side. It's like a progression, what you're moving into. And the 3 of Pentacles is all about receiving help. The 3 of Pentacles is all about working together in a team. Not necessarily 3 people like you see on the card, but you being with someone, you helping them, they helping you. Working in a team. Teamwork, basically, at its best. Everyone does something important in that group. No one's useless. No one feels useless. And you're gaining support if you don't have that right now. You're also gaining the correct mindset to be supported and to support others, to be part of something bigger than just your work. Like in a very positive sense, not to make it seem like other people's work is more important. Okay, sorry for explaining myself. I just want to make it very clear. The work you're going to be putting in to anything you're doing this year is extremely important, okay? I will be putting up a 2023 predictions, but I feel like, wait, I just said like 2023. Sorry, this video is timeless. You may be watching it at like 2040, but if you're watching it as it comes out, I will be putting up like New Year's like predictions soon. So you may also look into that if you want. But the next year, next 12 months are important for you. Pile number 1, okay? You're going to be learning a lot. And yeah, there is some working alone because you have uneven numbers. You see, you chose like 1137. These are completely random numbers that I channeled. And uneven numbers, they have one characteristic in common, that they stick out like sore thumb, right? There is they are not even. There is one always being left out. And I feel like some of you see alone, but we don't look at that figure, alone, and only then in a team. So some of you are progressing. It may also mean you will find very good business partners. You will find good friends. You will be surrounded by people who understand your core, where you come from, and why you do the things you do. They are going to be very pragmatic, though. I don't feel like it's loving relationships, like it's about love, but it's about people that understand you, understand where you come from, are very pragmatic, but also they do things correctly, like quickly. You like their way of work. You're going to be finding these people and you're going to be working in a team. Whatever that team means for you, it also doesn't have to mean that you're going to be opening a business with other people. It can just mean taking a piece of advice or delegating things to others. Stuff like that. But because of the Justice and the Six of Pentacles, this is really important for you right now. Very, very important for you. Because Justice is also about, like I told you, giving, receiving. It's Libra energy. And so, okay, I also feel like some of you right now may sometimes try, okay, how do I make it seem nice? Sorry, I have to say what's in the cards. Like, there is in a universal order, right? Like if you think of that Justice figure as like God, universe, some figure that embodies that source energy. Source energy tries to be at equilibrium because, it like when you go to the spiritual truth, it's all one, so it has to be on the equilibrium. But on different parts, there are the laws of like rhythm and cause and effect and all that stuff, and gender and the masculine, feminine, they all manifest in different quantities. So sometimes imbalance appears. And where I feel like getting... Whenever you do something, whenever you put energy into something, you cannot expect an immediate return because the universe has its laws. And let's look at this Justice figure again as this like God, source, the thing or figure that governs these laws, that is responsible for these laws. And I feel like some of you, whenever you refuse to give or when you refuse to receive, it's because you kind of take on this role of being that God deciding how ththings have to come to you or how things have to go away from you, like how, like in what matter, in what sense you give and in what like sense you receive. Sorry if my tongue is twisting. I don't even know if that makes sense to you. But some of you need to leave it up to whatever you believe in. If you believe in chance, fate, like I said, God, goddesses, whatever your beliefs are, you need to let go. You need to surrender a little bit more and leave outcomes to the universe. But it's like you are learning how to do this. In 1 year from now, the Devil at the end is very, very interesting. First of all, if I want to say that if any of you are fighting with an addiction, like quitting smoking, drinking, drugs, but it can also be addictions like being addicted to your phone. Maybe some of you are addicting to like picking your skin, your nails. Maybe you're addicting to touching the pimples on your face or on your back. Maybe you are addicted to caffeine. It can be addictions of many sort, like touching things, like biting your lips, eating too much or eating too little, or sleeping too much, sleeping too little. You know what negative habit you have, if you have any, if you think that you have any. But since there is the Devil, I feel like some of you do. But the Devil is also things that just chain you down. It doesn't have to be addictions. However, I don't know if I ever finish my sentence. If you're fighting any addiction right now, you're going to be coming out of it. You're going to be coming out of it 1 year from now. So congratulations, and maybe this is why we have the 10 of Torches. The 10 of Torches is work, but not easy work. It is hard work, and quitting any addiction is not easy. especially if we stay with the same people in the same surroundings, in the same environments, because the old environments and old people and connections make us go back to the old patterns. So really good job, and keep going, because you're gonna succeed. You're gonna see results in whatever thing you are fighting with right now or you're trying to release. And the release is very important, because we have the devil lying next to the last quarter moon. The last quarter moon is all about releasing again. So the Sagittarius is interesting. The Sagittarius, like I said, is an adventurer. So yourself from 1 year from now is saying that don't be afraid of adventure right now. Wherever you are, don't be afraid of travel, like I said, or meeting foreign people, because they can change the way you think. And if you change the way you think, you are well on your path to leave any addiction or any negative habits that you want to quit. But the devil is also not letting your negative thoughts bring you down, the devil is basically anything that keeps you away from God, that keeps you away from oneness, from source, from awareness, from consciousness, from enlightenment, however you want to call these things. For me, the devil is like sin, kind of. Also, for me, they're similar. And for me, sin is anything that keeps me away from being conscious. So I take sin a little bit differently than it's in the religion. You may not agree with me, of course, but for me, that would be eating junk food or watching TV series, procrastinating when you have to do something, putting yourself down, saying negative things about yourself, all these things. So 1 year from now, you don't have the concerns that you have right now in the present moment as you're watching the video. Your current concerns are not concerns anymore for you 1 year from now. You will have overcome them, and that is really beautiful, pile number 1. I'm very proud of you. This is why you are called not to stop anything that you're doing. You are called to keep going. Okay, and I want to tell you a very important thing, because as you see this figure, and I'm talking a lot about that card because it's in the middle, it's extremely important for you. They have their eyes closed and looking up, feeling again very proud, but they don't see that the earth and the surface that they're walking on is rocky. It's not smooth, right? So they can tip over, however you say that, topple over at any moment. They can fall down. They can fall down at any moment. And if that happens to you, if you feel like you flopped, like you did something wrong, Spirit is really asking you, and your future self from 1 year from now is asking you, don't quit. Even if that happens to you, even if you tip over, you cannot quit. Because if you don't do this, if you keep going, it will get you results. It will get you what you want. It truly, truly will. But you need to leave again some things up to chance. You will be learning how to trust more into the universe, and you will be balancing your life in many, many areas. Not only giving and receiving, as I said, balance in everything. Night, day, push and pull, feminine, masculine, all that jazz, right? Being in equilibrium. And there is also a message that if some of you, because justice may also give us an indication, maybe some of you have a thing going on at court with the justice system. So if you want to win any case, any argument in the justice system, or just any argument with someone in general, you are being, and I know it might seem counterintuitive, you are asked to give more. Give smiles, give compliments, give time, give anything that you can give. It doesn't have to be physical, it doesn't have to be money, but give anything that you have. Knowledge, good advice. Because the more you give, the more good karma you will be building, and the more chances you have to really go out of any situation victorious. Okay? So I feel like y'all, throughout 1 year, this 1 year that is awaiting you, you're gonna be collecting a lot of good karma. But remember, the culmination of the good karma is gonna come 1 year from when you're watching. I told you it can come at some earlier point, but the climax is gonna be 1 year. So don't give up. And I know it's difficult on a daily basis because you may be like 3 months from watching this video and go again into like, I've been doing so much. Where are my results? Where are my results? I don't see anything. But please don't panic in these moments. If I can ask you one thing, don't panic in these moments. All right, I have 2 archetype cards for you that we will look at because they will indicate to us what kind of energy your future self is going to be embodying that 1 year from now. I don't know how to put it and where to put it, but I just want to make it seem visible to you, make it be visible actually. Okay, so we have Prince, and it says romantic charm and potential for power. Ooh, very interesting. Prince. An engineer. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Oof, I love this. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Okay, first thing that I need to say, if any ones of you are studying to become an engineer, well, I think this is a sign big enough in itself for you to know that you're going to succeed at your studies and you're going to get the title. You may also just start engineering things. But okay, ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. I really like, that this card is touching the Sagittarius and the 9th house that it rules. Again, this like house of mental exploration. Yourself from like 1 year from now has amazing ideas. And see, resolutions to common dilemmas. I think I told you in that pile, and I'm sure I told you, that your concerns right now are not concerns anymore for the future version of yourself. You're really gonna be gaining, like your mind, your brain is gonna be expanding so much. I even feel like, you see this figure is bald. By the way, it doesn't mean that you will be bald. Don't worry. If you want your hair, you will keep it. What I want to say is that it gives me this kind of an image that they have so much going on in their minds that there is no space for things on their heads, like no space for hair, because all the space is dedicated to knowledge, wisdom. So you 1 year from now it's not even wisdom like this sage wisdom of an old man or old woman of an old soul. I feel like it's actual practical knowledge. Engineering, like maybe you want to start programming, you want to learn how to do some DIY crafts, whatever that is. You will have new skills and basically new skills in your portfolio. But your portfolio, your greatest portfolio, is your mind. And I feel like some of y'all are even going to be more productive than you are right now. So if you feel like right now you are productive, great, you're only getting better at it, because it says you're going to be giving practical expression to your creative energy. So it's like you will get an idea and instantaneously you will know how to channel and where to channel that idea. Nice, very, very nice. And Prince, romantic charm and potential for power. That is very interesting. I feel the romantic charm, it's like something your future self possesses. This is why you keep attracting these people. This is why you will have support, and you may even have admirers, like many people that look up to you. But Prince, it usually comes like to my mind, like looking up to a prince because they are a prince, because of the status. But like, I don't feel it's that. Although Spirit is giving me that message that some of you may actually be like expanding so much and actually, how do you say that? Not receiving a lot, but basically being very, very capable. And again, potential for power. It's like being capable of influencing things and people. So you may even drive some people to you because of that. And sometimes like, I don't want to give him bad messages. It's just like tells me that if you start collecting goods, physical goods and goods in your mind, be like wise about who you spend your time with, because some people, they talk about princes just because they're a prince, not because they actually like that kind of a being. But I don't want to give you a message that you will leave like, oh, I need to be scared about people, because believe me, you don't. You wouldn't have gotten the Three of Pentacles if that was the case. But what else? It also tells me like who is a prince. Usually princes are represented as being beautiful, just physically pretty. So if you're concerned about your looks, your physical looks, maybe your hair, your skin, your body image, it's gonna be looking amazing. All of these aspects they have a great potential to look amazing, because have you ever seen an ugly prince? I haven't. Okay, but I like that for many other reasons. It also tells me that if you have that romantic charm about you and people are drawn to you because of that, it also means that right now you are giving romantic charm. You are called to give this out to the universe so that it can come back to you, because we have that card touching these two cards. This is why especially I'm talking about that. And one more thing is that princes are usually not poor people. So like, it's not I want to promise you millions over millions. However, you're not going to be in a bad financial situation, definitely. You are going to have enough, because they even bought flowers. I like back a few months ago, I was like, should I really buy flowers for my decoration for the room? Do I have enough money for that? And I never bought the freaking flowers, even though I did have the money for it, and I still have, but I still don't buy the freaking flowers. So what I want to tell you is that if you have money for the pretty things, you are well taken care of. You are well taken care of 1 year from now, pile number 1. So don't worry, you're not gonna lack. Okay? So yeah, basically, I feel like this is all I have for you. And just by the looks, again, at the word spirit that you chose, I feel like spirit is going to be present with you, and you may be very open to spirit. So if you want to open yourself now, start opening yourself up now. But yeah, your future self is definitely connected to spirit if you're into spirituality. If you're not, I don't know why you're here. Okay, so this is all I have for you today. It was a very nice reading to do, and if you want to support the channel, you can do it for free by giving this video a like. And that's all. Yeah, so we will see each other in the next one. Thank you for your time, and bye. Hi Group 2, and welcome to your tarot reading. This is a sort of a prediction. You 1 year from now, from the point that you are watching the video. So it's timeless, remember that. These are all your cards, but at these we're gonna look a bit later. We're gonna start with 2, and this is the number and word you chose. You have only even numbers, like 2, 4, 6. The 6 is in the brackets, in the parentheses, because I wasn't sure if that was coming through or not, which was interesting and weird. And the flower, just by looking at these, we have, again, even numbers, and that gives me the message of working in teams, groups, being close to your friends and family. So I feel like very, close circle vibes, people that you love surrounding you 1 year from now. And the numbers also were giving me a lot of Cancer energy, especially that we have the number 4, which is the number of stability and home, and that would be ruled by Cancer. And the flower shows me that y'all are gonna be blooming, really blooming into the most beautiful versions of you. So yeah, we'll see if that corresponds with the cards or if I just talk bullshit, but okay, let's start. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm so sorry for screaming into the microphone. Dudes, like boys and girls, humans. I literally was looking at, I promise you, I didn't take a look at these cards. I was getting such Cancer vibes, and I was like, I'm gonna talk about it, and then I know it's gonna happen in the cards. You have the freaking last quarter moon in Cancer. Ooh, okay. Is that one Cancer too? No, first quarter moon. in Taurus, release control and take a breather. Okay, so I'm gonna channel the energy from these cards, but I feel like ultimately these, what's written on them, like take a breather and release control, are pieces of advice from the future version of you on how to get into that energy, how to get smoothly into that point, and how to make there be the least friction there can be, if that's even English, you know what I mean? Okay, so the last quarter moon in Cancer is actually interesting because for me, it may mean that some of you will be shedding your closest circle. You may be shedding your family and friends. You may be coming into something new, meeting new people, and maybe even making new people be your family, because I really believe that you can make anyone your family. You know, blood ties are not the only things that matter. Yes, they're important, but they're, not the most important. And since Cancer is also connected to the 4th house, which is the house of home, and I'm telling you, I knew from the number. Sorry, it's just fascinating. Y'all in 1 year may be changing where you live, if that's what you want. If you've been hoping for a new home, I feel like not necessarily I'm getting the feeling of already being in the new place 1 year from now. Of course, everything is possible, but the cards would indicate to me that you are moving out. If you, of course, want that, if you want to change geographical location, or if you want to rearrange your home, there is some energy of releasing the old in the area of friends, family, and house. And with the first quarter moon in Taurus, which is super interesting because before your reading, I was sitting on the bed and I was like, okay, what if they get first quarter moon in Taurus? Literally. And the Taurus is connected to the house. I think it's the 2nd house of, money, prosperity, and abundance, just your finances, personal finances. The Taurus is also that kind of a sign. So if you have any financial goals, I would say, because the first quarter moon arrives after the new moon, so for me, it means that your plans are already in the ground. And they are growing. Exactly. You have that word, flower. I feel like 1 year from now, your financial seeds, like the financial and abundance goals that you have for yourself, they are already in the ground. However, the first quarter moon is telling me that they are still in the growing phase. So my example would be, if you'll make right now, let's say $5,000 a month, but you want to go to $50,000 a month, it is possible that you will be getting there. You may still earn 5,000, you may earn 10,000, it might be 20, but I feel like your financial goal is still on the way. So the message from yourself, from your future self, 1 year from now, is to have patience, because I feel like Taurus is an earth sign, okay? Earth signs are slow and they are very stubborn, Tauruses, at times. So your future self is giving you the message not to be stubborn if you don't see the movement immediately. You're getting there, and you're already past the planting season. However, what happens when you take care of a flower or any plant? You need to be tender, give it time, give it energy, give it water. It needs sunshine. And there also come the rainy days on which your plants will not be growing and thriving as quickly, as abundantly, right? So where I am getting with it is that 1 year from now, you still need to be giving time, energy, and focus into your financial goals and stability, abundant goals, but you're getting there, okay? So that is very nice. I love it. And like I said, this is a piece of advice that you are getting. So if you feel like anything will be happening maybe too slowly, just release control, because I'm telling you, if you get a message that 1 year from now you're still getting to your goal, that means the divine timing is working like it should. And trust it. really trust it, because you can get what you want faster than divine timing, but it's not always how it really should happen. And then you can freak out, or you can release the beautiful gift that you will receive. Okay, so just advice from me to you, but this is what you can expect. All right, y'all, let's now look at your tarot cards. And sorry for the cut. The tarot cards I just saw a moment ago because I'm redoing it. I was very frustrated with myself with my way of reading the cards. Yeah, and that's all. But let's look at them, and I'm gonna tell you why. So we have for you Prince of Torches, Queen of Swords, Princess of Torches, Five of Torches. You have the majority of the cards like that, and Ten of Swords at the end. And what is also interesting is that you have the Crescent Moon at 3 out of 5 cards. And the Crescent Moon is usually connected to the intuition. So you may be connecting yourself throughout that 1 year to your more feminine side, because this is the energy, that's more connected to the intuition. But you probably heard all about it, and I don't know about you, I never like when they mention in the videos like you're gonna be more in your feminine or masculine, because many people don't know how that translates into the real life. So I'm gonna try to translate it for you, because look at that. You have the progression from the prince to the princess, and that may actually mean that you're going to be more in your feminine, more connected to your intuition, more in the night energy than the day energy, if that's how you want to put it, more in the pull than the push. But that means that some of y'all may be taking the path to, first of all, aligning yourself with the goals that you want, rather than just mindlessly going out in the world and trying to act without thinking. I'm not saying that this is something that you're doing. No, whatsoever. It may be indicated in that card, but that in a minute. This is just a piece of advice in that 1 year, piece of advice. This is something that will happen to you regardless of whether you want it or not. Probably this is part of your learning process. You will be learning how to first align yourself with the more feminine side. So therefore, first allowing yourself mentally and emotionally to be in your goals, like kind of envisage it and feel worthy of it, and only then taking an inspired action rather than just trying to force things with that masculine drive, going out and just doing things. Because the Prince of Torches, you're starting out with that, they are super driven, super motivated. And I probably was frustrated with these cards because this energy was a lot to take for me. You have a lot of fire. You have 3 times torches, which of course torches are lit up on fire, we know that. And then you have the Queen of Swords, which is usually connected to the air sign. The element of air, sorry. But on this card, you see a lot of flames, red, orange, pink. Again, very fiery energy. Some of y'all may not only be connected to the signs of Cancer and Taurus, you may also be connected to the fire signs. You will either embody that energy in the 1 year that's coming up for you, or you actually maybe have these signs in your birth chart, and that would be Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Okay, so you're starting with the Prince of Torches, extremely motivated. I see motivation being with you this whole year. But like I said with the planting seeds, just remember that there will come days on which the sun doesn't shine, on which there are clouds. So please just don't expect yourself to be motivated 365 days or 366 days, because nature doesn't work like that. Nature is very cyclical. This is only a generalization. So in general, not every single day, but in general, you're gonna be extremely motivated that year. So I feel like amazing things are going to happen to you, because, mostly if bad things happen to us, we're not motivated. We don't want to do stuff. We just want to lay in bed and do nothing because we feel miserable. And this is not how you're gonna be feeling, which is amazing for you. But you need to know how you are channeling your creative energy. You need to be conscious of how you are channeling your creative energy. But don't worry, this is a learning process that's going to come to you naturally. So I'm just giving you a piece of advice, but maybe I shouldn't make you scared of it. Am I? You can let me know in the comments. Anyways, I read it that way. First of all, like a non-traditional way of reading these two cards, the prince and the princess. You can see the prince going into a scene of action. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of fire, things burning, but the princess is in the middle of things. And that to me represents that in this 1 year, you're gonna be learning how to really go out there and bring about your dreams and goals. You're gonna go from just beginning to really being in the middle of bringing your desired life to you. Okay, you are like, this is happening. You 1 year from now is experiencing these things, which is incredible. However, going back to the traditional way of reading the tarot, because like I read it now, it was a progression from the prince to princess. However, in the tarot, the princess comes before the prince. And we may read that as a regression. Therefore, you need to just remember, group 2, not to be distracted. And whenever you feel the motivated energy, you need to know how to channel it. The only example that's now coming into my mind is sexual energy. Sexual energy is also creative energy. Both these energies that you see on the torches cards and sexual energy are connected to the sacral chakra, which is your second chakra, represented by the orange color. If you know, you probably do. And so doing any sexual acts are also creative acts, is what I want to say. However, if you abstinate from using your sexual energy on sexual intercourse, masturbation, stuff like that, you are saving it for more creative things. Believe me, I'm not your old grandma that's gonna tell you not to do these things. These things are there with you, with your body, to be experienced. However, where I am getting with it is that sometimes when we don't feel very connected to our purpose, or we feel like just gotta do something for pleasure, it's easy to release the sexual energy in that way and not channel it into a project. So I'm only using that example to show you that there are different ways to use your sexual energy and creative energy. Now, this is not to condemn sex or anything like that. No, it's just, let's say that using it for the climax is a bit more primitive than using it for mental creations, if you know what I mean. And that is the same with any other type of creative energy. So in this 1 year, you're going to be learning how to channel it into the things that really matter to you and into the things that you really love. And yeah. But there is also like you feeling extremely inspired to do things that you were maybe scared to do, because you're going from being only like at the beginning of the scene to being in the middle of it. And I feel like you 1 year from now is going to be super brave and super confident, not only in your abilities, but in life in general. You're going to be confident that good things can come to you and happen to you. And you are just going to feel on top of the world, I feel like, from these cards. So yeah, I wanted to say something, but I forgot, but this is nice. However, and the Queen of Swords is telling me that you are now also learning how to put up boundaries. And I feel like some of you, either you maybe are learning it now, maybe you have been in the recent days, or it's going to happen in the very, very near future, because it's like a progression, right? So this is not going to happen 1 year from now. This is going to be sooner. You're going to be asked to really know how much you are worth. So you can even journal about it. You can ask yourself questions like, how much am I worth? How much do I believe I am worth? It's just like with a thermostat, you put the thermostat a bit higher or lower. So your personal thermostat needs to be precisely attuned to the worthiness you feel about yourself, and then you need to act on it by the way you speak and by the way you act, by the way you think, not to take any less than you feel you are worth. The Queen of Swords is someone who lovingly embraces their own boundaries and doesn't let other people cross them. So you're learning that. But because I see the blood on the clothes, it may mean that sometimes she needs to be ruthless. And if you need to be ruthless, you're probably asked to do it, because even if you hurt someone, you will learn from it. It's not possible entirely to, if you always keep everyone else's interests in mind, it was what I want to say, you are likely to end up as a people pleaser. And I know something about it, so I included that message. However, yeah, many of you are learning how to lovingly speak to others when they may be crossing some lines that you depict, or like you designed the whatever for yourself. You know what I'm saying. Getting finally to the spicy part, because this is like moving into yourself 1 year from now, and now we're in the actual thing. It ends up with the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, I usually hate this card. I usually really dislike it because it's extremely negative. However, not in this deck, and I am super happy. Like, I was, by my intuition, gravitating towards this deck and not any other tarot deck that I own, because actually I like it, because in this deck I like this card. As you can see, there is something ending. And as I said, with the house, it may be that some of you may be ending where you live. Maybe you want to move. Anything can be ending because it's connected to the swords. It may be also mental. You are rising up with your mind. You are really gaining new perspective, new intellect. And new perspective is important because, as you can see, the figure is literally floating above themselves. It is like a death of the old and the birth of the new. You're going to be understanding many things. And I don't know, I feel like that's a boring message, but however, again, the bravery is going to come to you. Things that scare you now or used to scare you are not going to be making you feel that anymore, are not going to be making you feel fear. You're going to be fearless about them. Maybe new fears will come. However, you will have overcome a great deal of them by like in 1 year from now. And yeah, I really feel like some of you are going to be receiving this clean slate state, whatever, however you say that, a clean canvas to really paint your life to whatever you want it to be, because you're going to be receiving the opportunity to do it anew. So it's like changing of self. And like I said, with the Cancer, it may be changing the environment, the friends and family, right? Okay, and the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is interesting. The Five of Swords is usually grouped to about conflicts with others. But again, because we use such a deck and every deck reads differently, every deck has its own particular energy. In this deck, I really do not feel like it's a battle between you and anyone else. I actually feel like because of the Cancer card, your relationships are going to be thriving. In your friendships and in your love, maybe interest even. I usually don't do romantic readings, but it's possible that even in romance, you will be thriving. You will be thriving in that. I really, really believe that. Or at least you're really like well on your path to having an amazing circle of people. The Five of Torches in this reading is really very personal for me. Very, very personal, and it's talking about you. And as you can see, we have these two figures both wearing pink, and that seems to me like it's the same figure. Like maybe it's their conscious and subconscious, maybe it's their shadow side and light side, whatever that would be, however you want to name it, whatever terminology you want to use. It's you fighting with yourself. Okay? And it's like fighting who's gonna be the first one to climb up the mountain. So like I told you, with the directing, the creative energy And I don't remember if I said it because, like I told you, I read it the second time because first time I was frustrated with myself. But there was also a message in the cards not to get impatient. Not to get impatient because you're starting out with the Prince of Torches. And the Prince, again, super motivated, yes, all that jazz, but they are extremely fast and they want to get things done right now. So they may get super impatient. It's like for me, the second most impatient knight or prince in the whole tarot deck after the Prince of Swords would be the first one, but this is the second. You see, they just go, they don't care. So this is like a reminder for you, don't try, but you may be still learning that 1 year from now, not to try to be faster than your own life path is telling you to be. Okay, there are things that are designed for you, and the desires that you want are yours by your divine right. They are yours and they will come to you. Like I was just reading a book before you're reading from Florence Scovel Shinn, and she was saying, spirit is never too late. Spirit is never too late. So your desires are not going to come too late. But something that you will need to overcome is wanting to outrace yourself, basically. Because I feel like there is some conflicting energy of yourself with yourself. And you try to outrun your destiny. You try to outrun and get to it faster. Yeah. So, I don't know. I never like giving like more negative messages, but you know, it's just, if you want any silver lining, if you don't want, you can just skip the next few minutes of me blabbing. But if you want any silver lining, you have to go through it sooner or later. And the sooner you go through it, the better, because the sooner you will learn from it. And you will already have that understanding. And as I told you, you are ending on the 10 of Swords with a much bigger perspective, much greater perspective on everything. What happened to you in the past, what's to come, your life, your purpose, everything in general. This is really what I am getting from these cards, okay? So let's move on to the 2 last cards. And as you can even hear, the pace of this reading is like, I'm really fast, talking fast. Okay, these are archetypes that yourself 1 year from now is already embodying, someone that you may expect yourself to be. And we are only looking at the light attributes because that's what I wanted to channel for today. And we have guide, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Okay, beautiful. That may show that if you want to be like anyone, like a spiritual teacher, a healer, or a guide to other people, or maybe you want to write a guide on how to use the computer for old people, or you want to write instructions on anything, you want to guide people. It doesn't even have to be spiritual, but I feel like your gift is coming from the divine. So this is why you are good at something. But for those of you that want to guide others in any way, shape, or form, this is what's coming for you. And if you're not looking into that, if you're not looking to be like a mentor or trendsetter, influencer, however you call these things, I feel like just by being yourself, you will guide other people to their own heart, their own destiny. So it's like you have an important role to play, group 2. You have an important role to play. And this is also, you need to still learn many things. Like I said with the flower word, you are in the blooming phase. You are in the blooming phase, but you're becoming the beautiful lotus. But you cannot make that process quicker because it's not true learning then. But if you truly put your time and effort and learn these things, and you take that affection to the seeds that you plant, you will see the results. And then, not even knowing about it, you may guide other people on their way to do the same. This is why I believe we are all here on earth, to make it easier for the future generations, and also have fun and enjoy it. So you are that guide, but this card is also telling me that if you want to be more connected with your own spirit guides, if you believe in those things, of course, you will have that connection. You will not lack the connection. You will feel like the guides are with you. Okay, it's very like soft message, but very beautiful. Oh, and we see the owl. You see, I told you you're gaining wisdom and perspective, because the owls are birds, animals representative of great, great wisdom. That's really beautiful. And then we have for you the child wounded, which says awakens compassion and desire to literally what I just said, and I didn't read it, I promise. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. Ooh, very beautiful. So it's giving me that message that if you have any wounds, especially coming from your childhood, doesn't have to be, but if there's something especially like still nagging you in your day-to-day life, maybe a relationship with a parent, or how you were treated, or what you experienced, if there are any wounds, you are well on your way to heal them. And this card is touching the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is about deep wounds, but the Ten of Swords is also about endings. So it's like telling me that you 1 year from now is in the process of integrating and healing these wounds, which is not always an easy process, but it really makes you go on the further levels. Like I always like this analogy from Know Thyself. It's like you climbing on a different note scale and on a different octave, like I think that's how you pronounce it, and you really raising your vibration. So yeah. Nice. Maybe this is why the perspective is coming, because of healing the wounds. And you see, you are here to show something to the other wounded children. You may even have a thing for children. You have that figure on the card hugging other people. These are probably small children. So a very specific message. But if some of you want to work with actual small human beings, you may well do that. And if you want to reconnect with your own child, like inner child, this is also coming for you. There is some closure that you're getting really grouped to, some closure from the past that you've been really longing for and hoping for on a deep soul level. And yeah, you're closing something that's gonna lead you to have a more open heart for life and for others, which is interesting. You see, there's like, you're becoming more mature. I really feel like you all are becoming more mature, because you start off with this very distracted energy and not knowing really how to best put your creative drive in what areas, but you're ending up very mature with great understanding and with a lot of patience and compassion towards yourself, basically. Like, I know my readings sometimes may be just this like, love yourself, light, and blah, blah, blah. But I believe that everything starts with you. This is why my readings are not so focused on relationships and romance, because it all starts with you. And once you heal all these things, amazing people are gonna be drawn to you. But this we already talked about, that you don't even have to go through all that shit to experience the good relationships, if you know what I mean. Because we have the Cancer. Okay, now I'm blabbing, and sorry for blabbing. All right, you know what, group 2, like I didn't do it for pile number 1, which is a little bit unfair if I have to be honest. However, I felt like I need to give you one last card. I cannot just end the reading like this. So I grabbed one more for you, and it's Star Family. Of course it is. Of course it is. Again, Cancer vibes from your reading, I'm telling you. Star Family, you are part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I feel like you 1 year from now is in a great place when it comes to receiving support and giving it. You're in a great equilibrium with other people, and you're very much needed in the world. Wherever you're gonna be, if you want to travel, if you feel called and you have the possibility, do it. Because it's just wherever in the world you're gonna be, in whatever location. You're really needed there, okay, group 2? And there is something that you need to transfer, like transmute. No, I don't know how to say that, but there is something that you need to give to the people around you. Not necessarily like physical things giving. It's just you with your presence. You're gonna be giving something, and yeah, I'm happy for you to be having the fun with all the amazing, beautiful souls that you're gonna call 1 year from now. And nice. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is right now all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for tuning in and listening. Your time is precious, and we will see each other in the next one, right? So until the next video, and bye for now. A very good start. I was already talking without recording. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your tarot reading, your self, you 1 year from now, from the point that you're watching the video, what you can expect. Okay, this is what you may have or may not have chosen. Regardless, I'm gonna still take that into consideration. And what's interesting about this little card is that I channeled words for all the other piles, but for your spirit was specifically telling me not to give you any keywords. The message was that you should not be put in a box by any terminology, because you can really be anyone who you want to become. It's like you can choose your personality. You can choose anything for you. It would be extremely funny if we had the 7 of Cups for you, because that's the tarot card that talks about a lot of choices, but at these we're gonna take a look a bit later. I'm gonna stop blabbing, and now let's take a look at 2 first cards, the energy that will be present with your future self. So we have the first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. And with it, new moon in Gemini, think it through. All right, group 3, the new moon in Gemini is telling me that yourself, like you 1 year from now, is going to be doing something completely different. I could even say planting new and fresh seeds in the area of communication, of being with people, of how you talk, the way you talk, the words you use, what you say. It may even indicate for some of you that you 1 year from now is learning a new language, or speaks a new language, or talks to foreigners. But it also could represent you gaining new knowledge, wisdom, something with either the way you speak, or the way you think. It's going to be evolving in a sense, and some new exciting things are going to be happening. You're going to be expanding on that, and again, planting the seeds. But remember that you will later need to take care of the seeds. However, then we have the first quarter moon in Cancer, and this is telling me that anything connected to your home, house situation, friends and family, is already gaining momentum. If you want to maybe move houses, or change your friends, or gain new friends, gain new people around you, new circles, or decorate your home, change something about your immediate environment, you are well started on that. But the first quarter is telling me that it's not going to be exactly complete 1 year from now. You're still going to be having to work on it, because once you plant the seeds, and the first quarter moon comes after the new moon, so you're going to be getting them into the ground, but then it will need your attention. So it's like you 1 year from now are focused on making your home environment, family and friend situation really be attuned to what you want it to be. And it may be connected to that new perspective, new way of thinking, new way of expressing yourself with the Gemini. So this is nice. This is like some indicators for the starters. Okay, now let's take a look at your tarot cards. So we have for you the Princess of Pentacles, 4 of Torches, the Fool. We love to see the Fool. The Sun, we love to see the Sun. Oh my god, we love all these cards. And we have 10 of Pentacles. Jeez. You're gonna be in a beautiful place 1 year from now, group 3. That's what I can tell you for sure. Mm. You know that Gemini also governs short trips. I mean, because it's connected to the third house, which governs short trips. And the Fool can be about that. The Fool can be about actually going out on a journey and traveling, not staying in one place, in one position. So if you're someone that likes to travel and you want to geographically change where you are, that could be indicated in the cards for you. So we have that progression from the Princess of Pentacles, Four of Torches. Okay. Honestly, like, I feel that your 1 year is gonna be extremely, extremely beautiful. The Four of Torches is all about celebration. Celebration. And the Princess of Pentacles, it's like you are now, this is gonna happen a bit sooner. And what's on the right side is gonna happen later. What's on this side is sooner. It's telling me you're gonna be taking your like money making ideas. If you have any business ideas or something in your mind that is telling you how to make your life more luxurious, more abundant, more rich, and how to feel more wealthy or how to attract more wealth, you are going to be well on your path to bring that about. And it's like you have this energy of feeling that anything is possible, very connected to nature, which means you're very grounded and you're taking very stable steps. And Spirit is also telling me that you will have the ability to multiply. It's like whatever you receive, you are grateful for it and therefore you multiply it. If you have, I don't know, $3, you take such big care of the $3 and you appreciate it so much that the universe only blesses you with more, because we see this figure being pregnant here, pregnant with the money-making idea. So really good job. And then look at that progression. You're moving from the Princess of Pentacles, which is like a newbie, you know, a very much a beginner, because these cards represent usually children, immature energy that is still in the beginner form. But then you're getting to the Ten of Pentacles, which is like the ultimate wealth card. Yeah, your pile is super lucky and I'm happy for you, because the Ten of Pentacles is like, you see, they sleep on pentacles, they have pentacles above them. It is being stable, having good family situation, house situation. And the Ten of Pentacles is not only like money for luxurious things, it's money for legacy, it's abundance for legacy, it's you actually leaving something. You know, if we consider that to be their deathbed, which spoiler alert, it's not talking about you being on that deathbed, okay? Don't worry about that. It's just that if it will happen to you in that 30, 40, 50 years that you will be leaving a legacy, even though that's a reading like 1 year. But once you're in the Ten of Pentacles, beautiful energy. And the Four of Torches is also telling me that like you're gonna be following the path of least resistance, of feeling good, of doing what really sparks up the joy in you. And events are also indicated. If there are any events in the next year, you get invited to events. It's like a invitation from Spirit and from your future self, not to stay at home, to appreciate the invitations and to go on the events that you have the ability to go to, because there you might experience new ideas, meet new people, and I feel like amazing things can happen to you that will greatly lead you on this path of being on the adventure. Sorry for the bad speaking. I don't know what's happening to me today. Yeah. A lot of fun. And it's like your energy is kind of mirrored, as you can see, because we have purple and pink depicted on that card, and then mirrored is the sun with the same colors. And with the Princess of Pentacles, we have a lot of green that is again, and like some pink that is again mirrored in the Ten of Pentacles. That is telling me that within 1 year from now, group 3, you're gonna be asked to take a step that seems dangerous, okay? It's not going to feel comfortable because growth and expansion is not usually comfortable. It means going outside of your comfort zone. And whenever you go outside of your comfort zone, you leave what's familiar. And when you leave what's familiar, your brain goes on like a monkey mode and doesn't know what's happening. These mechanisms of going on automatic, they are here for us to expand. So if that happens to you, don't worry. If it happens to you that you feel stagnant or that you have troubles making decision, don't be hard on yourself. However, in the 1 year to come, either one time or multiple times, you're gonna be asked to leave what's familiar and take a risk. Okay, take a dangerous step. Not dangerous in a sense like the fool that you actually are on a precipice and you just fall. But let's say starting a business, even though you know nothing about making a business, or going into college, even though it's in a different city and you're going to have to leave your friends and family, but you feel like it's the best for your expansion. Or, I have a friend that just went to India and then Thailand, and she's like 20. She didn't know where she was going. She lost her phone. And she didn't freak out. I mean, okay, yeah, she did for a moment, but she's appreciating the present moment. And I feel like I believe that she's now, as I'm recording it, still in India or well on her way to Thailand. Such a brave girl, right? Anna, if you're watching, I love you. Anyways, you're being called to be my Anna friend and do something that scares you. Again, one time or multiple times. And if you have an idea what that is now, I just want to tell you that disregard that idea. I mean, go on what you feel right now. If you, as you're watching, you have that idea for the business, it's possible because you have the Princess of Pentacles. You may have a lot of money making ideas. And if you want to go to that 10 of Pentacles, you need to take the money risk, the abundant risk. That's how we can call them. Probably not. That's not English. But yeah, you're going to be asked to expand. However, what I want to make very clear is that yes, what you envisage now is good. However, don't limit yourself by only that one choice. And probably, yeah, it all makes sense. This is why you're getting the clean slate. This is why you did not get any word from Spirit. Not because Spirit abandoned you or anything. Spirit was very clearly there with me as I was writing your numbers and getting out your cards. But it was saying to me, intuitively, of course, that you should not be put in a box. You should not be closed in any container, like terminology wise or geographically wise, You are going to be a very free soul, free spirit in the next year. That doesn't mean that you have to move locations. You can. That can mean mental travel, stuff like that, Where I was getting with it is that one idea that you have now is super good. Yes, pursue this and do not give up, please, because you will see results by the culmination will happen in 1 year with that 10 of Pentacles. However, during that 1 year, let's say 3 months from now or 7 months from now, even 11, like almost to the end of that 1 year period, you will gain new ideas on the way. And Spirit is asking you to appreciate, like really embrace all of them, not only that one. So don't get stuck, because your mind group 3 will be bursting with beautiful things, okay? And they will lead you to happiness. And your reading is the most positive. So it's not that I was in all readings like, haha, you're going to be wealthy, happy, and healthy for the rest of your life. But you have the Sun. And if you take that leap of faith and that scary step, it's not only is it going to lead you to the 10 of Pentacles and the wealth, the stability, the abundance, and the good house and family situation, but it's also going to make you super happy and brave and confident, because the Sun is ruled by Leo. Leo is extremely confident in what they do and in how they behave, how they express themselves. But the Sun is also all about cheerfully playing. It's about having fun. It's about excitement. It's about joy in life. Okay? So beautiful. And remember to follow your heart really in the next year. And you probably will get thoughts that may limit you, like, oh, is it really a good idea? But how will I pay the bills? And what will I tell my mother? And how will I get there? And I don't have any skills in that area. You know where I'm getting. These thoughts may come, but they are only thoughts. And most likely, they will not come true. So don't entertain them and don't waste your time on them, because you will experience amazing nudges from the universe in that 1 year. And literally, I feel like you can even change directions multiple times because of having that clean word. And number 5 that you chose is also all about changes. Many things may change a lot of times throughout the year, but ultimately it's leading you to that. So really, you're not meant to be in a box. You're a totally free soul, and I love that for you. Such a good reading. I wish that was my reading. Okay, 2 more cards for you that I have. These are archetype cards, and these are the archetypes. Oh my god, such a beautiful image. I see this card for the first time. Beautiful. I love drawings like this. It looks like it was drawn with some crayons, and I just love crayons. I'm still a kid, okay? I'm a big kid. Anyways, these are the archetypes that your future self is already embodying. And of course, we're looking at the good aspects, at the light attributes of what your future self is going to be doing. Yeah, we know that. Ooh, storyteller. I really like that because you have that new moon in Gemini. If some of y'all want to be storytellers, you want to write, you want to sing, you want to publicly speak, you want to teach languages, something connected to the speaking area, or again, it can be a written word, it can be books, poems, brochures, pamphlets, anything. If you're called to do that, then this is like, you couldn't get a much clearer sign. Okay, you just couldn't. If you're not into these areas, it doesn't have to be connected with your job or work or anything, but it just like it, as it says, let's read that together. It says ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Some of you may also be graphic designers and painters, clothing designers, furniture designers. There is something about transmuting messages into a physical form, into billboards, into advertisements. It may be many things, so the storyteller doesn't have to be that literate, but I feel like you're gonna be transferring yourself, your knowledge. And I'm really getting also that this is the pile of that entrepreneur. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to do your own business, this is the pile for that. It's like the Fool is traveling and then vlogging and telling the stories of where they go, and this is how they make money, this is how they make other people happy, the people that are around them, and this is how they are fulfilling their purpose. So it might be you. If it's not you, then don't worry. You can work, you can be a doctor and be stationary, but also the Fool will be talking about different areas. It doesn't have to, like I told you, be a physical trip. So you might be anyone. You really have that clean slate. And I know that sometimes having too many choices is like giving us a headache, but you're going to be able to handle that. Don't worry. And there is something that you need to express, some story, like what's going to happen to you or things that you have experienced up until now. They are here to be expressed. You have a message that needs to be heard by people. So that's really beautiful. And the Pioneer, let's read that. It says, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Dude. And I mean, dude, like, if I could describe the Fool, the figure, the person themselves, with one word, okay, I would say adventurer at first, but then I would use the word pioneer if it came to my mind. I'm not that good at English, okay? But if it came to my mind, I would call them the pioneer. And it's beautiful how your reading is superly interconnected. yeah, you may be, well, that you're going to be doing something different, something that hasn't been seen before. And it doesn't matter what area you're in. If you're an entrepreneur on, I don't know, Instagram, yeah, Instagram has been done before, but not in a way that you may do it. So no matter in what area you work, I feel like this is a lot like connected to work, although remember that it doesn't have to. It may also be things you just do for pleasure, for just for existing. Um, And also what hasn't been done before by you. By you. Again, going outside of your comfort zone. 1 year, sorry, the energy is moving through me and I'm coughing, doing other stuff. Anyways, 1 year from now, you guys are so brave. Very brave. Very confident. I love it. So yeah, you're going to be doing things again that you yourself haven't done before. You're going to be learning new stuff and new skills in your portfolio. But also, in a sense, you're going to be showing other people how it can be done, because it's possible that before they meet you, they hadn't met anyone like you that showed them that what you're doing is actually possible. So, this is what you can expect of yourself 1 year from now. Really, I'm jealous of y'all that chose pile number 3. I wish that was my life. No, but honestly, all the best on your path. And we will see each other in the next one, right? So until next time, pile number 3, and bye. Hi, hello, group 4, and welcome to your tarot reading. Your life 1 year from now. What can you expect? This is the number and words that you may or may not have chosen. Either way, we'll probably take that into consideration. What's on this piece of paper? These 2 cards we're going to look at first, quickly, the energies that are present with the version of you 1 year from now. First quarter moon in Virgo and first quarter moon in Aries. Step into your power. Assess the situation. The first quarter moon for me indicates, and you got it 2 times, so it's like double extra. It's very much indicated for you and enhanced that energy of building the momentum towards something. The first quarter moon happens between the new moon and the full moon, which means like you're halfway there with these energies. The plants have been, the seeds have been planted, but you're waiting for the culmination. Usually in this period, you will have a lot of learning to do. So you, 1 year from now, you're learning methodical way of being, of thinking, logic, practical things, implementing, working in a stable manner, since Virgo is an earth sign. And you may also be learning new ways of being with others, of treating other people, your subordinates, employers, employees. It's people you work with, you meet and have a chat to, or spend your time with every day. And any blood relations don't, like, it's about all the people. And the first quarter moon in Aries is telling me that you will be learning, like you will be transforming. This will be a bit of a transformation of self. It's like you will be reborn and finding new talents, new characteristics, maybe even changing your personality. I feel like you may experience change, but let's now look in the tarot and then we will find confirmation for it. So we have, for starters, the 2 of Torches, 9 of Pentacles, the Empress in the middle, a major arcana card in the middle, so important energy, 2 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups. It's very interesting that the Three of Cups is the end of your journey. And we see rain coming from the clouds, as well as on the Empress, which is like the middle card I asked to be emphasized energy for you. So you are definitely like working with the energy of nurturing yourself. You're becoming more kind and impassionate and taking good care of yourself, but also being taken care of. I feel like you're applying the mother archetype towards yourself. And I can see that you will either encounter a choice on the way. Let's look at these 5 cards as a progression. You're starting with the Two of Torches. You're either having to choose one way instead of the other. So like there might be more choices, 3, 4, but it's a decision to make. It may also indicate that some of you feel unsure about where to go right now, and you will have to experience choosing a path, a way, in a sense, and you will find the answer. Then I feel like you will make that choice or be put in a situation where you have to do this. And ultimately, this decision may lead you to wealth, actual physical abundance, but it may also lead you to that internal wealth that will later, it will later, of course, manifest into tangible wealth outside of you. But with the 9 of Pentacles is feeling worthy and achieving a ton of good things, blessings. So I feel like the Empress, I think, is governed by Venus, and Venus, if I'm correct, corresponds to Taurus and Virgo. So some of you may be earth signs since they are indicated twice. You may be a Capricorn, a Taurus, a Virgo. You may be an Aries, or it may be indicated somewhere in your birth chart. Maybe you would like to look at that, where these signs are, like which houses they are in, what they show. You can use that on the internet, and maybe that will give you some kind of more clue into what you can expect 1 year from now. Ultimately, I feel like 1 year from now, you are more grounded and more stable, able to juggle the different responsibilities of life harmoniously and gracefully. It's balance in your work life, in your school life, friend life, social, personal life, love life, financial situation. This is indicated by the 2 of Pentacles. And I feel like you are learning how to make choices. For some of you, this choice that I talked about may be connected to business, since 9 of Pentacles is that kind of self-made man, self-made woman card, self-made human. So it may be connected to your business or the way in which you make money, and that choice has to be made. If you want any advice from the cards and from spirit, it will be like very simple advice with the Empress in the middle, but you need to make a choice whenever in 1 year that comes for you. Since this is at the beginning, it won't happen exactly in 12 months, probably earlier. You're asked to make a choice that nurtures you, that makes you feel like you're not abandoned, that you're being taken care of, that you're safe, secure, well dressed, well eaten, warm, and so on. It definitely cannot be a choice that will make you tired, burned out, go hungry, or sleep less, something that you need to pour more energy into than you will receive reward from it, if that makes sense. In the 3 of Cups, it's interesting. It's like this rain. Usually it could be like, oh, a bad cloud is following me. It could be negative. I feel like this rain on the Empress card is actually healing water, connecting to the emotions. But if some of you feel like you tend to get maybe too emotional, I love that support is coming, because you see here the figure is alone taking the reign by themselves, but in the Three of Cups you have three figures doing it together. So I feel like you are finding friends. The Three of Cups is usually about friends. If you want to find someone that will even become your family, like not blood related family, that is also possible. But definitely, like, you're not doing that alone. And you see super interesting, because you have these figures, like 4 cards before that one represent people being alone by themselves, and on the Three of Cups you're surrounded. I mean, you have the Empress, it's like a child but a child cannot really help you. You have to have them helpless creatures, humans. But yeah, and even the Nine of Pentacles is all about independence. Then you're having that Aries card. Aries is also this leader. Sometimes it's also possible that the last quarter moons represent challenges, and it may, like, these may say that the areas shown by the Virgo and Aries zodiac signs may be challenging for you, in a sense that Aries is independent, very fierce, a bit stubborn at times, and it may show you that being that way could be a challenge, a problem, in a sense that it would not take you where you exactly need to be. It's like something maybe that you will be walking away from. So there are 2 possibilities with these 2 cards. Take the one that resonates with you. But if that is the message for you, then maybe, trying to always lead and always be the best one and the first one is not really working anymore. And with that Virgo, it's taking things rationally and kind of controlling reality, putting things the way you feel like in order that you feel they need to be in, is also like not working anymore. So I'm talking about these 2 zodiac signs, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned, but like what I said at the beginning of the video, or that it may be what pertains to you. But yeah, I feel like you 1 year from now is having like a lot of good time, just quality, fun time. You will be enjoying yourself, and that is very important, because you will have the time and energy for it, because your life is balanced. You don't need to take care of your child anymore for 6 hours and work for 8 and have no time for yourself, or whatever your responsibility is. You're having more time. But I feel like, since you are with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like not starting from a bad place. I don't know if you're experiencing that energy now. If not, then it's coming relatively soon, since it's on the left side. It's a beautiful card. It's usually the card of wealth and having it all. And again, being the self-made person, self-made human, working alone and independently, but making the best of it. And it's like having the power to do it yourself. So there is something about like being powerful, and with assess the situation also, like what's written on these cards. If we want to take that message into consideration, assess the situation may mean that you're more alert to your everyday life. You don't take things for what they seem, but for what they actually are. Maybe you study them more, you assess things and people more. Again, it's like not going into the over controlling, like Virgos maybe can sometimes do, not analyzing too much, but still looking closely, and you notice more detail. You're more attent to your everyday life. Maybe you're more present, more in the present moment, and more grounded 1 year from now. And with the Aries, step into your power, some of you may have a better idea. It's like having a better idea about who you really are with this card. I really feel like it's a deep transformation. And with the words that you chose, I believe that may also indicate for you like your belief in yourself and your projects is strengthening, or you find people with the Three of Cups here that do believe in you. I actually really want to look at 2 cards. You see you have the card detective, you see. Like read it. It says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And if you look at where I was putting the card, it's touching the Virgo. So Virgo is about analyzing, right? About assessing. And then you get a card about observation, intuition, seeking out the truth. Tarot, like, cards are just funny, and I love that. Yeah, detective. So these represent what archetype, oh my, it's beautiful. Sorry, what archetype your soul, like your future self, basically embodies. That the you 1 year from now. What roles possibly are you playing? Of course, you're playing way more like than that. This is just a basic, very small overview of what you can expect, because we have only like 9 cards here, right? And you are a multi-dimensional being, so you're way more than the cards. Okay, you see that? I love it for you, truly. And you can probably even hear that my energy changed throughout your reading, and it's thanks to your energy. Of, like, you remind me of, like, Aries is also, I feel like they could be someone that makes other people feel cheerful. It's like being the center of a group and being the funny one, the funny one in the class, the funny guy that everyone used to like in high school. Yeah, you could be that. You see, you've got this kind of a card which is empty, and this empty card is touching the Aries thing, the Aries card. Again, it's a deep self-transformation, and you are having a clean slate. Now, I know you came here for a clear message, what you can expect, but I have to give you the vague one with that card. It's literally, you can be anyone you want to be. If you right now are imagining yourself as a carpenter, you will be the freaking good carpenter. If you see yourself as a parent, you will be that. If you see yourself as a salesman, saleswoman, you be that. If you see yourself as a teacher, as a successful business person, whoever, you can be, like, painter, influencer, okay? So I would actually, like, think about an adjective or a noun you use, like, you give to yourself as an affirmation, or when you imagine, oh, I wish I was that. It can even be an adjective like wealthy. I wish I was healthy. I feel like you're getting what you've been desiring. It's just that choices sorry, something's happening to my voice. Choices will have to be made. Choices in alignment with yourself, choices that make you feel internally good about you. Because otherwise, reaching that will not be, like, that easy. Always possible, but not that easy. But if you do take your needs into consideration, you truly can attain that thing that you've really been desiring for yourself. Like, your identity and personality can change into that direction. You can become a better human being, or, yeah, whoever you want to become. And with the detective, great powers of observation, intuition. Intuition is nice because that may mean that some of you are connected more, again, to the present moment, to spirit. Great power of observation is like seeing patterns in life. Patterns is also how the universe speaks to us, so you may see more signs and synchronicities, but you can also observe society, and that brings to me the image of, like, a sociologist or a psychologist that their job is basically to observe people and make notes of that. Maybe you want that. Or we have a book. It's like some of you may be writers or journalists, and this is why you have to watch people. Or just for your own personal journaling, or maybe you've been wanting to, like, read people better. There is something about that. And yeah. So there's, like, wisdom, life wisdom that doesn't come from books actually, but it comes from you. Did this reading even make sense? It was extremely weird and all over the place, kind of. That is all I have for you, Group 4, and thank you for tuning in today. It was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and we will see each other in the next one. For now, I'm disappearing. Okay, bye.